Be prepared. If you believe the eclipse came and went, you have no idea what's about to hit. Yesterday's total lunar eclipse wasn't just some astronomical event, it was a cosmic initiation, a line in the sand. You've crossed it, whether you realize it or not. Something permanently shifted. The version of you that existed before this eclipse, it no longer fits where you're going. And the wild part? Most people have no clue what's really unfolding right now. Something is shifting, almost unnoticed by many, yet impossible to ignore once you recognize it. And if you've been zoning out, staring into space, losing track of time without realizing it, keep watching, because there's one specific reason why this is happening to you right now. And I will explain it later, so stay tuned. But first, you need to understand why the next 7 days are crucial, because ignoring this might not be an option. The veil didn't just thin, it tore, and you're walking through it right now. For the next 7 days, you are in a dimensional crossfade. The old world and the new timeline are overlapping, and you're in the middle of it. This explains why things feel so off for so many right now. It's almost like you're slipping in and out of a different version of your life. You're feeling the ripple of this eclipse still echoing through your reality. And if you think this is just some energy shift, you're not seeing the full picture. Because something else is happening, and trust me, it's way bigger than you think. Keep watching, because the signs, you're already seeing them, you just don't know it yet. Loud noises feel sharper, crowds feel unbearable, and you're not imagining it. Ever since the eclipse, your tolerance for chaos, noise, and overstimulation has dropped to near zero. Places that used to feel normal, shopping malls, busy streets, loud conversations, now feel like an onslaught. And if you've caught yourself getting irritated, overstimulated, or even physically uncomfortable in crowded places, here's why. Your nervous system has been recalibrated. The eclipse didn't just shift external energy, it fine-tuned yours. Right now, your body is hypersensitive to frequencies it didn't pick up on before. This means that sounds feel louder, crowded places feel dense, and even scrolling on your phone can feel too much. And here's what nobody is telling you. Your body is protecting your frequency from noise pollution. What used to be background noise now feels like an intrusion because your energy field is defending itself. The eclipse activated a higher state of awareness, and this means your system is rejecting energetic clutter. This isn't anxiety. This isn't you becoming antisocial. This is your body adjusting to a different sensitivity level. And if you felt like you just want silence, solitude, or to be in nature, that's not just preference. That's alignment. And this isn't the only thing shifting. Something even stranger is happening when you wake up in the morning. You opened your eyes, but it didn't feel like home. That first second after waking up, it feels off. Like your room is slightly different. Like the air feels new. Maybe the light hits differently, or maybe there's just a strange sense of not belonging for a moment. This is happening to a lot of people right now, and here's what could be going on. You're shifting. The eclipse didn't just affect emotions and energy, it may have shifted timelines. When you fall asleep, your consciousness detaches from this reality, and sometimes it comes back somewhere slightly different. That's why you wake up feeling like you're somewhere else. It's why your room feels unfamiliar for a second. It's why some people are waking up in the middle of the night with a deep sense of disorientation. Your soul jumped, and your body is catching up. And it's not just your surroundings that feel strange. Your body might feel different too. Heavier or lighter. Some people wake up feeling wired, almost like they've had too much caffeine. Others, like gravity itself, has changed. You might even notice your breathing is different, slower, deeper, like you just returned from somewhere else. And if you've been waking up feeling restless, wide awake at odd hours, or caught in that in-between state, this might be the reason. Because what happens next? That's what's going to change everything. Keep watching. You're not crazy. That random pressure behind your head, the weird sensation in your palms, it's happening for a reason. Since the eclipse, something strange has been happening. More and more people are reporting this odd sensation, random pressure points activating in different parts of the body. Not pain, not soreness, just this steady pressure, like something is gently pushing from the inside out. It's happening in unexpected places, the back of the head, behind the knees, right in the center of the palms, and even between the shoulder blades. These aren't injuries, and they're not the usual aches you might get from stress or tension. It's different, subtle, but impossible to ignore. And here's where it gets interesting. Some traditions believe that these exact points are related to energy flow in the body. The palms, energy centers used in Reiki and ancient healing techniques. So what if the eclipse didn't just shift external energy, but also triggered something inside of you? You're feeling activations in places you didn't even know could activate. Now, am I saying this is 100% the eclipse? No. But is it a coincidence that so many people are reporting the same strange pressure points? That's for you to decide. And if you thought this was weird, wait until you hear why you've been zoning out for way longer than normal. Remember when I said if you've been zoning out without realizing it, there's a reason? This is it. Lately, you might have noticed something strange. You sat down, glanced out the window, and suddenly 20 minutes disappeared. Or maybe you were staring at the wall, completely blank, until something snapped you back. It's happening to a lot of people. And no, this isn't just spacing out. This is different. Your brain is slipping into a theta state. Theta brainwaves happen in deep meditation, hypnosis, and dream states. But after this eclipse, they could be happening while you're awake. Why? Because your consciousness is shifting gears. You're not just thinking less, you're receiving more. You're entering trance states to receive guidance, even when you're awake. And if you've been getting random downloads, sudden insights, or intense daydreams that feel more like visions, that's part of it. Your mind is operating on a different frequency, slipping between the seen and unseen. So next time you catch yourself zoning out, don't just shake it off. Pay attention, because you might not be spaced out. You might be tuning in. And what's coming next? Oh, that's going to change everything. Right now, everything that doesn't belong in your life is being ripped away. The eclipse didn't just shift the sky, it shifted you. And when your frequency upgrades, anything that can't match it starts falling apart. That's why things feel unstable. That's why old emotions you thought were gone are bubbling back up. It's not random, it's release. Some people are crying over things they can't explain. Others are feeling waves of exhaustion, as if their body's clearing out energy that's been stuck for years. Unexpected breakups, friendships fading, old habits falling apart. None of it is by accident. This is a purge, and it's not always graceful. You might feel irritated for no reason, snapping at people, or swinging between highs and lows. That's the old energy putting up a fight. It doesn't want to leave quietly, but it has to go. You're shedding the parts of your life that don't fit this new timeline. The job that drains you, the relationship that holds you back, the habits that keep you stuck, they're crumbling because they can't survive in this new version of you. What's leaving your life is toxic residue. Let it go before it anchors you down. You're being pushed to clean house, emotionally, physically, spiritually. You might feel the sudden urge to declutter your space, detox your body, or disappear from social media. Trust it. It's all part of the purge. And here's the part nobody tells you. When the old energy finally clears, you'll feel lighter. You'll hear yourself think again. You'll realize you've made space for something new to enter. Because once the purge is done, the upgrades begin. And you're going to notice it first in the one place you never expected, your own mind. Something has shifted, and it's happening inside your mind. At first, you barely notice it. The inner dialogue you've always known, quieter, less chaotic, the doubt, the second-guessing, the old thought loops, they're fading out. And what's taking their place? A new tone, clear, direct, solid. You're not arguing with yourself anymore. You're leading yourself. For some, it feels like an ancient version of themselves just woke up. For others, it's like hearing a voice that's been there all along, only now it's finally coming through without static. You're not waiting for signs anymore. You are the sign. And maybe that's why it feels so different. Because this isn't just you thinking in the way you used to. It's like you're channeling something deeper. The answers come faster. The knowing hits harder. Sometimes it feels like you already know what's going to happen before it unfolds. It's not guesswork. It's not daydreaming. It's clarity. The red moon didn't just move through the sky, it moved through you. It upgraded your frequency. And now, your inner voice doesn't sound like hesitation. It sounds like truth. Decisions feel easier. You trust your gut without questioning it. You set boundaries without over-explaining. You walk away from what doesn't feel aligned without guilt. Because deep down, you know what's right for you now, and you're not asking for permission anymore. The voice you're hearing? That's the you who's already done this. This new tone is here to stay. And the more you trust it, the louder and clearer it becomes. And if you're hearing it now, imagine what's coming next. The eclipse may be over, but its influence is only just beginning to unfold. The energy it left behind isn't fading. It's growing, expanding, twisting into something you can almost feel pressing against reality itself. You've probably already noticed it. The way time feels stretched, like the days are moving too fast and too slow at the same time. The way certain places feel different, as if their energy shifted overnight. Maybe you've even caught yourself in moments where nothing feels real for a split second, like you blinked and stepped into a slightly altered version of the world. That's because you did. This eclipse didn't just mark a change in the sky. It marked a shift in the timeline you're walking. You're stepping into a new version of your life, and everything that doesn't belong there, it's starting to fall away. The way people react to you might feel off. Some will pull closer, like they recognize something in you they can't explain. Others will distance themselves without warning, almost as if they're subconsciously aware you've outgrown the version of reality where they existed. Nothing is random right now, not the emotions rising to the surface, not the strange dreams, not the sense that something massive is about to reveal itself. Because it is. The eclipse wasn't an event, it was a threshold. And you crossed it. This is the kind of energy that rearranges paths, rewrites destinies, and pulls hidden truths into the light. You're standing at the edge of something bigger than you can see right now. And whether you realize it or not, you're already moving toward it. There's no going back to the way things were. The world before the eclipse and the world after it are not the same. Maybe you felt it in your body, a restlessness, an electricity under your skin. Or maybe it's showing up in your mind, in the way old memories are resurfacing like echoes from another life. The shift isn't just external, it's happening inside you, a realignment, a recalibration. And if you've been feeling moments of clarity, brief but undeniable flashes of knowing, trust them. That's not your imagination. That's your higher self stepping forward. The voice you've been hearing in the back of your mind, it's louder now, more distinct, and it's not going to let you ignore it anymore. The eclipse sets something in motion, and it won't stop until everything misaligned with your path is stripped away. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.